Hello everyone, it's Galina, and today I'm going to show you how to get a different card backgrounds using a one die. I'm going to play with this beautiful half-striped cover die. This die cuts a rectangle frame with a thin stripes. I showed you before how I use this frame, and I will leave the link in the video description below. And today I am going to show you a third option with this die. So I cut out two panels from a white cardstock, and one of the panel I'm going to flip over and place under another die cut. And I will get a new pattern for the card. In the same way, you can create a full striped card background by cutting out two more panels. You can cut out from a colored cardstock and create a multicolored background, but I want to have a different color stripes on each of my panels and a black frame around them. To color these stripes, I'm going to use a dark green Copic marker. I cover a half of stripes with a green color, and I leave white stripes to add more interest on my card background. I simply color in each stripe without any shading or ink blending. For my second panel, I picked a dark red Copic markers, and I'm going to color some of stripes on it too. Also, I colored a frame with a black marker as I did on my first die cut. Here I have my colored panels, and don't forget to color one panel on the back side to get such pattern. Next, I glued two panels together with liquid glue, and I'm going to attach them on a glitter cardstock. I cut out a shiny A2 card panel from a gold glitter cardstock, and I will use it underneath the panel. If you want to adhere something on a glitter cardstock, I recommend to use a super strong liquid glue. Usually, double-sided tape doesn't stick well on it. After my card panel is done, I want to stamp these amazing poinsettias. This stamp calls poinsettias borders, and it perfectly coordinates with a half-striped cover die. I placed a stamp with the poinsettias on a large acrylic block, and I'm going to stamp with magenta black ink on a white smooth paper. I'm going to color this image with a traditional red and green color combo. I'm using alcohol-based Copic markers, and I start coloring from a darkest red shade R59. With each layer I'm adding a lighter shade, and I will finish with R22. For the leaves I used G17, G05 and G02. I skip this process because it's quite same. If you want to know more about coloring, let me know in the comments below. I finish the coloring by adding a few white accents using a gel pen, and then I run the image with the coordinating die through my die cutting machine. I simply adore these poinsettias. Next, I cut out a sentiment using a die from a Mary Poinsettias die set. I cut it out from a white glitter cardstock, and I attached it on a piece of black paper. Then I fussy cut the sentiment to create a nice border around it. To create a second part of the sentiment, I used a small stamp from Happy SNOWMEN stamp set. I hand embossed it on a red cardstock using white embossing powder. Now I can foam mount all the elements on the card panel. I start with poinsettias. I'm placing them in the center of the panel, and next I foam mount the sentiment above the stamped image. Under the word Mary, I'm going to place a heat embossed sentiment. And my card is done! Thanks so much for joining me today. Full supply list you can find in the video description below. And I will see you soon. Bye!